So if you're at 5K a month with your agency and you're looking to scale to 50 or even 100K a month, then this video has the potential to change your life. But before we even get into the training, I have a few things that I need to address. First, I made it so you can't skip through this video at all. Reason being, I know we all consume a bunch of social media, so our attention spans cannot be so good at times. But if you have an issue committing and actually following through with this training, then forget about making 100K a month. Also, if you want some quick cash or to get lucky, then go ahead and click off this training right now. It's not for you. I'm giving you all the skills and infrastructures that you need to build long-term success and wealth. This transformation I'm about to walk you guys through, quite frankly, is an uncommon transformation. So I realized I shouldn't be making this for the common person. So I'm trying to find the person that's committed and disciplined enough to actually scale an agency to 100K a month. Because quite frankly, it's not for everybody. But if that is you, then let's jump into the training. All right, guys. So this is how I scaled my marketing agency, if that's what you want to call it, from 5K a month to 100K a month in 4 months. So the proof is in the pudding. Believe me, don't believe me, it doesn't fucking matter to me. The ones who listen to this training and implement it and take advantage are going to be the ones making SMMA like drop shipping in 2018. The ones that don't, you snooze, you fucking lose. So last year in 2022, we hit 100K with my SMMA in March. So March 1st, April 1st, $100,000. So essentially, today is a training that's going to cover the new way of quote unquote marketing agencies, like I said, an actual sustainable business. And I need you guys to think about it because every single person is offering the exact same thing, right? We're going to run your Facebook ads. We're going to book you this many appointments for XK a month, $2,000 a month. We guarantee you this many appointments or you don't pay. So I need you to think that first off, you watch all these YouTube videos, you watch all these free courses, you watch everything, but there's so many people implementing the same exact thing that you are, that all of these business owners have gotten these same fucking DMs that you've sent 50, 100, 1,000 fucking times. And they hop on calls all the time. So, and you probably have less skills, less knowledge, less capital, and less leverage than everybody else, every other marketing agency in your industry. So why in the fucking world would your prospects want to buy from you, right? Why would you win over every single prospect when your offer is exactly the same, your pricing's exactly the same, everything's exactly the same? So why would you win? Your ability to scale and your ability to scale, more importantly, consistently and predictably and reliably relies on two different things. Those two things are A, leverage, and B, trust. So in today's training, I'm going to be going over the three main bottlenecks that's keeping agencies under 100K a month and how I went about solving them, which allowed me to scale from 5K a month to 100K a month in just 4 months, 120 days. So transferring what I like to call transferring your business from a Honda Civic to a Lamborghini. So some of my clients have done the exact same thing. Number one, Aria, founder of Solar Marketing Pros, scaled from 5K a month to $62,000 a month in just 90 days. Aria's out in LA. Aria's a fucking G. Two, Loic, founder of Solar Scouts. Both these guys crushing it. First off, I love the solar niche. Second off, they're crushing it in the solar niche right now. Loic scaled from 8K a month, offering a commodity service, a generalized service, would book appointments for 8K a month. And he was doing 8K a month. Scaled to $51,000 a month in just 6 months. 3, AJ, and you can see right here, his closer closed a 6K PIF for them to hit 50K for the month. And 3, AJ, founder of Roofing AI Systems, was at 3K a month and hit 36K a month in 30 days. You see the screenshot right here. 3K a month in previous periods. So last month, $36,000 for the next month. So AJ and all these guys were fucking dialed in. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's a process that is just going to fucking happen like this without you putting any effort in. But I am saying that there's a better, more leveraged way that you can be doing things. So in 2021, I was sharing a room running a normal ass solar marketing agency, right? And that was my niche too. I was barely making 500 bucks rent. I was sharing a room with a college student, and I was trying to look the part. You see right here, this was 2021. I was out in Arizona and the United States, and like I said, sharing a room, paying $500 rent. This was nearly right when I started my first agency, or not first agency, my agency, and I was sending cold emails that I was taught how to do this by Iman Gaji, sending like 100 cold emails. This was the very, very, very early stages of my agency, or almost 3 years ago. And I was taking these photos. I had my roommate take photos of me doing this so I could make it my profile photo for my cold emails. I remember I was like, it was taking me forever. I had to lock in. I had to fucking dial in, get the exact right photo. So trying to look the part to being the part, buying Rolexes and going on $10,000 vacations. So this is me in February of this year, I think, in New York. I was in a helicopter without fucking doors. That was crazy. Last month, me and the closers went to Nobu and Cabo. This was in Cancun in May for my birthday. This is this is the day I got my Rolex, actually, last December. So around 12 months ago today. Just at dinner. That was celebrating my first 150K a month. And this is New York, Cancun. It's all the same thing, right? You guys get the point. So, who is this training for? This training is for the person who is willing to go all in. There is no choice other for them to be successful at business and a successful entrepreneur. And they have a deep, deep desire to scale, not just to scale, but to scale with speed. And I'm not talking about the type of person who says they want it. This training is for the type of person who says they want it and they fucking mean it, right? And they're willing to do just about anything to achieve their goals and to make 100K, 50K, whatever your goal is happen. 2, if you feel like you're not making real progress in your business and you have no predictability of scale and with no data to back it up. So what I mean by that is every time you close a client, it's like, oh, what the fuck? This is surprising. You have no data to be like, I need to do this to close a client. And if I just do this many times, I'll close this many clients and I'll make this much money. There's no predictability of scale and consistency, more importantly. 3, you always feel like there's a next thing that's going to catapult you to 20K, 40K, 50K, 100K a month, but it never fucking happens and you never scale. So whether that's sending cold DMs this month, oh, I'm going to crush it, or this new closing script, or this new offer that I'm running, or anything, you always think that this is the next big thing, but it never is, right? So next, if your prospects don't buy on the first call and you have no consistent way of landing high ticket clients and you're going to back and forth with them on the sales calls. 5, your target audience doesn't trust, respect you or your service. And now these two go hand in hand. So what I mean by this is your target audience doesn't trust you as a person. They don't see you as a formal business. They're going to go back and forth with you on the sales calls, try and negotiate price, not see the value in your service, go back and forth with you about how much it is and everything like this. And they'll never buy on the first call. If your prospects are just, oh yeah, I'll buy, but send me the contract and send me the invoice, and then they don't pay, this is for you. Next, you feel like you know what to do to scale, but somehow month after month, quarter after quarter, day after day, you're stuck in the same exact position. So lastly, you're focused on 5-hour tasks in your business, $5 an hour tasks in your business, and you're working inside of your business rather than working on it and having leverage, right? And with this, it's like, do you think Mark Zuckerberg is doing these $5 an hour tasks like sending cold DMs or making stuff in Canva or any like bullshit, quite frankly, that you have better things to be doing? No successful business owner is doing things like that. So the goal of this short training is to help you guys think on a larger scale and realize that it's closer than you think. And today I'm going to give you the foundation to lay to know that it's closer than you think and to see it for yourself. right? So today we're going to be going over three things in totality, right? In essence, one, how to leverage an offer that provides 10 times more value than all other, first off, service providers, and second off, marketing agencies, which earns you the right to charge 10 times more the money, right? So we're providing 10 times more value, meaning we get paid 10 times more than those other guys. So bonus, at the end, I'll share exactly what solution I offered in the solar industry to scale to 100K a month so you can copy it and implement it into your niche or vertical as soon as possible. Two, we'll be going over how to cultivate trust with your target avatar so they A, respect you, and B, they buy your high ticket service on the first call, basically in essence increasing close rate. And C, three, how to hit 70% gross profit margins with a service-based business rather than a typical 30%. So in essence, we're going to be covering how to leverage an offer that A, isn't the same as everybody else's, and B, is way more fucking profitable than everybody else's, and C, provides way more value so we can charge way more money. And then we're going to be going over how to cultivate trust with your avatar so they're willing to buy that offer, right? So I need to preface this all with you guys all have Honda Civic businesses. And I need you to think about it. What is the difference between like a Honda Civic, a shitty, reliable Honda Civic, and a Lambo? Why is Lamborghini allowed to charge 40, 50, 60, 70 times the price as a Honda Civic and nobody's complaining? So they're allowed to charge more than that because of the specialization of the product. So how special it is and customized it is, the perceived value from the marketplace of the product. So how valuable in my eyes, in your eyes, in everybody's eyes, a Lambo is than a Honda Civic. And three, quite frankly, the quality of the product. Right? I'm not sitting here saying that a Lamborghini is more reliable than a Honda Civic. But the Lamborghini does have more expensive parts, more expensive materials, and rightfully they should be allowed to charge more because it's a higher quality product. So you need to realize that A, your ad agency, your Facebook ad agency is a Honda Civic. You see 100 of them on the street when you go drive to the gym. And it's no surprise that you're seeing one, right? And what we want to do is transfer to a Lamborghini business model marketing agency. So I need you to realize that the reason that you aren't making $100,000 a month right now is because you aren't providing enough value, A, to enough people, B, but more importantly, just enough value. And if every month that like you would solved $100,000 worth of problems, that's what you would be paid. But right now, you're solving $5,000 problems with Honda Civic parts. And it's simple as that. If you were able to make somebody $500,000 a month, do you think they would have any fucking problem paying you $100,000 if you made them $500,000? So if you just solved that much money of problems, you would be paid that much. And so people trust Lamborghini. Like I said, they know that they provide the best product. You get what you get, and you're not complaining when you get a Lambo. Sorry about that. So when people search for a Lambo, they know it's expensive, and they're okay with it. So like I said, the ideal model is to have a Lambo product and to target Lambo people. Because right now, you have a Honda Civic product, and you're targeting Honda Civic buyers. So to get out of the situation of having a quite frankly, basic product to a low quality audience, you need two things. And those two things are A, leverage, and B, trust. So at this point, after landing a few clients, if you're smart, you should probably realize, or you probably have already realized, that working harder in your business isn't necessarily going to scale your business, right? And there's a point. You can make 500 cold calls and you'll probably get more appointments and you'll scale your business a little bit. But there's a point where it's like, instead of making 500 cold calls, why don't we reach 500 people with paid ads by spending some money? Now, that's the idea of leverage. So that working harder isn't going to scale your business, and what we need is leverage. So let me break down how this exact model that I'm going over helped me 20x my business in 4 months, and how it can help you do the same exact thing. So the first thing that we're going to go over is the lack of structure, A, and the lack of leverage, B, in your offer. So just sit and think of an Olympian pole vaulter for a second. How much force would they have to propel to go that high, 10 feet into the air with their legs? It's not fucking possible. They can't do that. They use leverage of the pole that they're vaulting with, right, to go 10 times further, to propel them. And they couldn't do it by themselves, right? But with this pole, with this leverage, they're able to go 10 times higher than they could without it. And it's the same in business. So the model that we're covering today solves the 3 main bottlenecks keeping quote unquote marketing agencies from scaling. And those 3 things are A, conventional delivery, meaning your delivery is the same as every single other agency's, Facebook ads, and we'll set you appointments. B, low pricing power. So essentially, like what we just covered, you have a Honda Civic business and you're not providing enough value to be able to charge Lamborghini prices. And 3, C, your prospects don't trust or respect you. They're not going to close at a high percentage and they're not going to close on the first call. Your current model that you're running right now, it has enough leverage for you to be an average entrepreneur. But it doesn't have enough leverage for you to become a timeless one. And I need you to like think about it. Like, how could it? Like, how could this model make you a timeless entrepreneur? But when like I said, your offer's the same. Your pricing's the same. Your services are the same. So how could this make you quote unquote timeless, a legend, when all this is exactly the same? Right? So how could you be able to scale to $1 million a year plus with this model that's exactly the same as everybody else's? And I'm not saying that you can't scale to 50K a month with the traditional agency model with Facebook ads. You can, and people will do it, right? I'm saying that you can't scale to 50K a month in profit, right? So these are 2 different things. And I need to hit on the head that we like profit. We like money in the pocket, A, and B, a new, different, more valuable product. It will be easier and less effort to scale. So with that, there's 3 levels of leverage. And each and every one of them, quite frankly, has its pros and cons. So the lowest level of leverage is done-for-you services. So selling services itself, like Facebook ads or short-form content or any appointment setting. We'll set appointments for you. We'll outreach for you. All this will do it for you. And this is the lowest level of leverage because, quite frankly, we're going to do it for you. Every client that you onboard, you have to spend more money. You have to put in more work. When on the other hand, a done-with-you service, like consulting or selling infrastructures, which we'll go into later, you do it once, and you're able to leverage this work multiple times. So this is a done-with-you service. I do it with you. I consult you on it, and then we do it together, right? And then third is do it yourself. So this is like a course. So like just a video course. And I need you to think about it. Think about how much effort you put in when you get a new client to fulfill. Let's say they pay you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 even dollars a month. How much effort do you have to put in to fulfill for them. You're essentially a glorified employee of their business. Versus think about how much Iman Gaji puts in to fulfill on his course. So as a done with you service, so consulting, and he doesn't even do this himself anymore, but let's say on his old agency Navigator, if he were to have the videos and consult you once a week on a group call, think about how much he gets on the phone 1 hour a week. And instead, you're putting in so much more effort when you're doing done for you services. The third thing, think about how much effort Spotify puts in to fulfill for the average user. So this is do it yourself leverage. Like when they get a new user, they don't have to do anything because it's just a platform. And it's the same with a course. So and to dumb it down, think about it. Let's say Spotify were to charge $2,000 a month, which obviously is unrealistic. And let's say you were to charge $2,000 a month for done for you services. How much easier is Spotify's fulfillment than yours? You have to go in there, you have to run their ads, you have to set up their go high level, you have to call their leads, you have to do all this. But Spotify just set something up once, and for the rest of Spotify's life, they're okay. They don't need to fulfill. And now they have to keep up maintenance. They have to do things like that, but it's not every single day. It's not 24/7, right? And it's not some done for you service. So how can we transfer our agency from an offer that everybody has with very low leverage to being able to charge more while gaining leverage at the same exact time? So to do that, we need close to $0 marginal cost of replication, which means that every new client doesn't cost more to fulfill. Same with Spotify, same with Zoom, same with all of these software products, right? So the offer that we leveraged, that I leveraged, allowed us to charge $10,000 up front with great margins. Hey, it allowed me to attract Lamborghini clients rather than broke clients who could barely afford $2,000 a month. And bonus, like I said, at the end, I'll share exactly what solution we offered so you can copy and implement it into your niche as soon as possible. So number 2, you have a Honda Civic business like I've been talking about. And our goal is to increase pricing power by creating a premium product. I need you to think about Louis Vuitton, Burberry, Gucci, Apple, Lamborghini, all of these designer brands. They all charge 10 times the price of other products because they are simply higher quality products with better materials. They simply provide more value. They're better products, so they charge more. So in my and this isn't even an opinion, right? This is a fact. Apple has better motherboards and whatever all these tech words are, like processing power and all that for their computers, than a super old Dell computer. So that's why Apple can charge 5 times the price of that old ass Dell computer, because the computer's better. And how much fucking sense does that make? There's a better computer, so it's more money. And that's how it should be for the rest of humanity. And that's how humans are going to work until the world blows up. Right? Something's better, it costs more money. Someone does better work, they cost more money. Somebody provides more value to a business, it costs more money. There's a better product, it costs more money. It's fucking simple. But the thing about this is that you should be paid by how much value you can add to a business rather than how much time it took you to do the work. So think about it. Let's say there's a sales rep and he's gets 10% of all of the plans he sells. But he only takes 3 calls a day, but he closes them all. But then there's this other guy who takes 20 calls a day, but he only closes 1 a day. Obviously, the sales rep who took 3 calls and closed them all should be paid more. Simply because he's providing more value to the businesses. He's making the business's money, so he should be rewarded. And this is something that I get passionate about because agency owners become a slave to their high-paying job where essentially they're working in another business for some money. And I'm not saying this is even a bad thing. If you're an agency owner and you want to have 5 clients and run their Facebook ads and you want to make 10K a month and do everything yourself and work 12 hours a day and make 120 grand, and that's what you want, then go for it. But that's not what I want. I want to run a business, right, and scale. And I want to be in the position where I'm financially free, but I'm time free. And that's the whole reason that I wanted to run businesses, so I could have my time. And if we break it down to a normal agency that's operating well, quote unquote, where they're holding 30% margins is when they're operating well. They pay 30% to a closer and CPA, so cost per acquisition, how much it takes to acquire the client, right? Whether that's ad spend or how much it takes to send your emails to set the appointments, how much it takes to send the DMs, to pay the VA to send the DMs, whatever. 30% there, 20% to the media buyer to run the ads, 10% to the ISA to call the leads, and 10% to a CSM to manage the client. And right here is 70%, leaving 30% gross margin, which is okay. It's not bad. But if you're okay with not bad, and if you're okay with not bad, that's okay. And take this model and run. You can build the skills. But if you want to build something timeless, we need leverage and to remove ourselves from the business. And we need to stop wearing hats and to be all the hats and to become an actual business owner. So when I say stop wearing all the hats, I mean stop just sending the DMs and setting the appointment and closing the appointment and taking the onboarding call and fulfilling. That's not a business. That is a high-paying job. So what I'm here to do is get you to this point where it's 50 plus percent gross margin, the optimal agency. So 25% to the closer and the CPA, a little lower because we're building. We have a new offer, right? That's more special. 25% for cost of goods. So to fulfill on the product with leveraged fulfillment, where we can make something once and provide value to many people with it, right? And then that's 50% gross profit margin. So, and with this, we want to charge, like I said, a Lamborghini price, a premium price, an Apple price, a Gucci price, a Louis Vuitton price. And in order to do that, we needed to charge a premium price. In order to charge a premium price, sorry about that, to a premium avatar, we need a premium service. Quite frankly, we need a good service, like I was talking about. So, building a home, right, is going to leverage 20% done for you work. So like we were talking about earlier, 20% done for you work, the lowest leverage, and 80% done with you work. So being able to have little to no, this allows us to have little to no marginal cost, so little to no cost to acquire a client. And our goal here is to build a service with an 100% customer success rate. And when the customer success rate is 100%, we have a good product, and it's simple. So to get our client from where they're at right now, past their bottlenecks to their dream state, wherever they want to be, let's say 100K a month for them, 20K a month, they want to build a profitable business. We are going to leverage, like I said, 80% done with you. So consulting, very leveraged work, and 20% done for you work. So this is how we're going to bridge their gap to get that 100% success rate. And I need you to think about it. How can we get this 100% success rate for our clients? And I was thinking, like, how do the best of the best do what they do, and how are they the best? Simply. So, like, how did Kobe Bryant prepare for his games? 1, he made sure he could not underperform. He made it a 0% chance. He did everything that he could to make sure that he didn't underperform. So he trained every single day, and he practiced the 5 Ps, which is in his trainer's book, Relentless by Tim Grover. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So he prepared for the game. He ate the right food so he could not cramp during the game, so he could optimize his performance, so he could optimize his energy, so he could stay energized the whole time. He worked on and he maintained his mindset in order to stay in a flow state for the entirety of the game. And he did this plus more for an 100% chance that he would succeed and execute to the best of his ability. And we need to do the same exact thing for our clients. So when we're thinking about fulfillment for our clients, we need to take pride in this, because to build a massive empire of a business, we need a good product. Because think about all these huge businesses, right? All the ones that I've mentioned. The reason they're so big is because they're good. And if they weren't big, and if they weren't good, they wouldn't be big, right? So we need a good product. So in order to do this, think about every single way that our client could fail. Just like Kobe thought about every way he could fail, and he came up with a solution. So we're going to think about every way our client could fail and come up with a solution to every one of those. So for example, let's say you're running your normal ads agency right now. How could your client fail, right? Your client could fail if they're not held accountable and you get them leads and they don't call them and they don't set appointments. So what's the solution? You make an accountability system where they mark the leads as dialed and they get a text so they're notified when a lead comes in. And it sounds so fucking simple, right? Like, make it so they can't fail. And it's like, yeah, because, and do this with everything. So like, let's say that your client couldn't sell. Then they would fail because you would get them a bunch of appointments. But if they can't sell, then they won't close any and they won't make any money. So how can we fix this? We provide sales training, one-on-one coaching calls, group consulting calls, and a video library. So we make sure that you are accountable when you call the leads, so you do set the appointments, and B, that when the appointments are set, you actually close them. So the difference between what you're doing and what I just explained is 2 things. One, you're providing more value to these business owners, because rather of just being like, oh, I'm going to give you leads for your business, instead, I'm going to give you leads. I'm going to make sure you set them. I'm going to give you a script to set them into an appointment, and I'm going to teach you how to close the appointment. So B, rather than them just having the leads and telling you to fuck off, or you telling them to fuck off, we're holding their hand and guiding them through the whole process. So it basically makes client success inevitable. So why is this important? Because A, if we're leveraging this done with you and done for you, you'll never be compared to any other just normal marketing agency again. B, clients get results faster since you help them solve every bottleneck, right? Because if you're thinking about how could they fail in their business, how can I solve it, you're helping them solve every single problem that they have an issue with. And C, again, different and premium service leads to premium pricing. So creating an offer like this makes you be able to charge 10, 12, 15K upfront. Because think about Google, Apple, and all these big Fortune 500 companies. What is one of the main differences between them and you? And the answer to that is these companies are filled with talent. Your business is probably just you and maybe your business partner and maybe you have a VA. But these businesses are filled with talent, right? With people that are better than the founder. Charging a premium price, so charging a lot of money, allows you to hire premium talent, which leads to a premium service. So it's like a circle. You charge a lot of money, which allows you to collect a lot of money up front, which allows you to pay really good people to fulfill, which allows you to have a premium service, which allows you to have a premium price, which allows you to have premium talent. Like, it's all a circle. And when you think about it like that, it makes sense. So back to the Honda Civic Lamborghini analogy, the difference in how much they charge is the quality of service and the quality of product. And that breaks down into 3 things. A, the specialization of the product like we were mentioning earlier. B, the quality of parts in the Lamborghini, or the quality of talent in our case. And C, communication and customer care. And it's just simple because, like, when you walk into a Lamborghini dealership, right, somewhere that sells Lamborghinis, they're taking care of you. Do you want water? When you walk into Louis Vuitton, they're asking you, do you want champagne? Do you want this? Do you want that? The customer care is top notch because the customers are quote unquote top notch. And so that's the difference between your ad agency and a premium service. And so we want to be at the point offering a premium service, luxury service to a luxury market. And here's the difference. So your normal ad agency is $2,000 a month and it's done for you work done by VAs. Very low, respectfully skilled individuals. And so be it, right? You pay them a low amount of money and they're not very skilled at what they do. Rather than $10,000 up front, what we're charging with this whole process, which I like to call building a home, right? When we can charge $10,000 up front, that's when we have Lamborghini fulfillment with premium specialists and premium customer care. So to stop wearing all the hats in your business, you need to delegate the work to people that are smarter than you. So if you don't do this, your business and your income will always be capped with how smart you are. And as a business owner, your goal isn't to become the smartest person ever. Your goal is to find people smarter than you to help you grow something bigger than yourself. So when I was at 100K a month in March, my first 100K a month in March of 2021, we had 3 people deliver the work to around 10, 12 clients. 3 people deliver the work. And that took around 3 weeks to deliver per client. So to build a home for our clients, it took around 3 weeks. And we only had 3 people deliver the work. But these 3 people were compensated generously and they were superstars at what they did. They weren't some VAs. So versus at 5K a month, when I was running my agency, I also had 3 people delivering the service. And that was an ISA, a CSM, and a media buyer. All VAs. And that's the difference between 10K and 2K. So 3. You're a nobody in your niche. And we need to build trust and authority in our funnel. So in 2021, I was tired of having 10, 20, 30 sales calls just to close one prospect. So I was tired of having to run after my prospects. I was tired of my closer being disrespected on the call with price negotiations, random objections about the contract, random things about client results, and just quite frankly, shit that like wasn't important that they were giving us objections about. And what I realized is like we needed more trust. And if we wanted to charge 10 times more, if we wanted to charge $10,000, $15,000 up front, we needed 10 times the trust. So the new offer will help with that trust because they're not going to compare us to every other agency, but we need just more than that because if we want to close at 30, 35, 40% and optimize our sales process, we need just more. We need more than just a new offer. So Warren Buffett said it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it, which is more than true. And I need you to think, when's the last time you bought something from somebody that was expensive, high ticket, over $2,000 that you didn't know or trust? Unless it was like some expensive sauna, I'm not sure if you've ever done that. Right? I don't think I have. And I'm trying to even think right now again. I don't think I ever have. Before you buy something, before I buy something even, I'm looking them up on Instagram. I'm looking them up on YouTube. I'm going through their website. I'm looking for testimonials. I'm looking for everything. You buy from Nike, you buy from Amazon, you buy from Adidas because these have tens of thousands of people doing, first off, the same thing. Humans follow humans. And second off, having testimonials everywhere. Your friends saying they love it. Your mom saying they love it. Your grandpa saying he loves it. This all builds trust in the brands. But these reputations took years and years and years to build. And what I need you to realize is that people buy from people. If they don't trust you, if they don't trust your company, they're not going to fucking buy. And with this exact process, we went from closing at 8%, all on follow-up calls, to 2 months later closing at 30% on the first call. So when we started, everybody would just say, hey, Cole, I want it. I like it. And I'm going to buy, but I just need to do this with my bank and then I'll pay. And then I got ghosted. Right. And that's the problem that we were trying to fix. So the question serves, how can we build the same amount of trust and reputation in our niche in 20 days, not 20 years? And I was thinking, and we all know that organic leads are the best, right? If someone's going to come from your Instagram content or your YouTube content, they're going to trust you already and see you as the Delta individual. But they're unpredictable. Organic leads have no predictability coming in. So we need a way to, first off, get leads as good quality as organic, but predictably and at scale. So if we think about how we get cold prospects ready to buy and make a buying decision, that happens in 3 different ways. First way is a cold buyer comes in and we provide an insane amount of value and educate the prospect on our mechanism and on what we do. And at that point, if you educated them enough, they'll be ready to buy. 2, if they consume 7 hours of your content, studies show that they're ready to make a buying decision without influence. So at this point, if you just told them the price, they're ready to buy without the closer influencing them or their emotions or anything. 3rd, if they're viewing the founder or company as a Delta individual, meaning somebody with status and respecting them. So to get somebody to a ready to buy prospect, we need to do 3 things, or one of 3 things. So we need to lead with value. We need to give before we take. So before we take, we give. So how we do this is we do a free training ad. So instead of running a direct response ad, which would just be like, hey, if you're interested, and same with IG DMs, same with the DMs, if you're interested, book a call. Instead, be like, hey, do you want this free training that helped XYZ do XYZ? And at that point, we get way more responses. We send over the free resource, free training, and they trust us way more. So this leads to A, more, because everybody wants something for free, and B, cheaper leads with paid ads and outreach. After these leads come in, we redirect them to our long form content that you guys will be putting out. So YouTube or other free training videos, things like that. So A, we're providing insane value and educating them for free. B, we're feeding them content to consume so they can make a decision. And C, we're showing that we know what we're talking about so they view us as the Delta individual. So second, like I said, we need to flood our YouTube with long-form educational content. If you don't want to post on YouTube, post Loom training videos, you can send that over. But you need to know an educated prospect buys. A confused one doesn't. And then 3, we need to optimize our social pages at first glance with reels, lifestyle photos, testimonials. So this 3rd thing, they view the founder as the Delta individual. And the whole part of creating a higher leveraged offer is part 1 of rainmaking. And that's called building a home. This whole funnel that I just walked you guys through to convert cold prospects into ones that are ready to buy is called the value funnel, which is part 2 of rainmaking. So these 2 together, I like to call rainmaking. The value funnel is a way to predictably scale, getting consistent book calls with prospects who actually trust you and see you as the authority. So they're ready to go by the time they talk to you or your closer. So again, the proof is in the pudding. This is Arya, the same guy from earlier, who hit 62K in, I believe it was just 2 months. And right here, he just closed the 6K pay in full, and it was actually 10K. So closed 6K. She's calling her bank right now. Was supposed to do 10K. Chase kept declining it though. So Arya is providing so much value to his prospect, and they trust him and his business so much that he's allowed to charge $10,000 up front. So here's how the new model rainmaking allows you to scale, first off reliably, and second off predictably. Building a home will be your offer. where you build a foundation into their business. And so to exactly how to implement this is you get as many clients as possible with this offer because we're solving their obstacles of scaling, and your client is accountable for success or failure because we're not doing everything for them, right? They're more accountable, which A, since you're solving all their obstacles, is helping you charge more and is raising profit margins, and B, is allowing you to afford top tier talent. So you build their teams, you build their systems, you build the strategy, you build the foundation, you build the infrastructure of their marketing team into their business. So you build them the home. You build them the home so they never have to pay an agency again. Let's say they pay you $15,000 up front, and this is the exact model and offer that I used in my business to scale to 100K a month. I built all of their marketing system up front, right? For the first, it only took, like I said, 3 weeks to implement this into their business, but our program was 2 months. So we placed them a media buyer. We set up their GHL. We placed them a setter to call the leads. We placed them a closer, and we did consulting on closing and setting and making SOPs to scale their front end marketing. So instead of just being an agency where we run it for them, we did all the placing and then we consulted them on it and we provided a bunch of resources. So we did all this closing, all this placing once, and then we consulted. And with this, we charged $12,000 up front. And you're like, I know, you're like, this is a lot of money. And it is. But think about it. We charge $12,000 up front, and it's a 2-month program. But once this happens, they never have to pay for external marketing again because they have the team, they have the system, they have go high level with the automations, they have a setter, they have a closer, they have the media buyer, they have everything. So long term, it's saving them so much money. And it just makes sense. So you sign them to these longer term deals. After that 60 days, we took equity in their business so we could have long lifetime value in the client. So we would take them on as rev share clients and just consult on their solar business. So clients who have scaled will want to own everything internally and not have to pay an agency. Like I just said, building them at home so they never have to pay a different agency again. So first, we start with building the offer, building a home. We need to build an offer with leverage, allowing us to charge a premium price for a premium service. And second, we get clients to the door with the value funnel. We leverage that offer that we just created. Plus, we have a funnel that makes us different than every other agency, building trust, raising close rate, and authority in your niche. So we're building a very valuable offer where we can charge a lot of money. We're building trust, so we up the close rate when we're charging that much money, and then results in scale. We have leverage fulfillment with superstar talent and no marginal cost of replication. So we just rinse and repeat and we scale effortlessly. So the value funnel will be how you acquire clients, allowing you to build trust, like I said, like organic leads, but with predictable ad spend and data. Running ads to a belief shifting free training. So that's what you'll be doing, running ads to a free training, 30 minutes to 1 hour long, then redirecting them to a booking page, which allows you to build status in your niche because they know that you know what you're talking about. They know that you can deliver, so your products respect your business. That raises the close rate, and it raises the rate of prospects closing on the first call. So how can you implement these things? Step 1, no matter where you're at, you need to have the skills. So if you don't have the skills, you need to build the skills. So before you can start building a home, you need to have a basic understanding of first, marketing, sales, fulfillment in your industry. Just the basics. You don't need to be perfect at it, but you need to know the pain points of your prospects and where they're at. So when you feel like you do have that basic understanding, you can start rainmaking. And I need you to understand that success in your agency comes down to 2 things: speed of implementation and speed of knowledge. Someone who succeeds fast acquires knowledge, skills, and changes behavior faster than the person who doesn't. So you're at the point right now where you have the knowledge. You know what you're doing is not right and not the right thing to scale, but that means nothing. The implementation and execution of what we talked about will take you from where you are, to where you want to be. So we're at the point right now where you have the knowledge and you need to go implement it. So that's the first option. Option 2 is going to be the upper echelon implementation or walkthrough call. So I'm going to be personally doing the first 5 walkthrough calls after this training goes live. So if you want me to design your 6-month to 100K a month implementation plan, walk you through the exact value funnel and help you implement it into your business and niche, walk you through our $10,000 building a home process, help you place talent in your team so you can have a premium service, and design your personalized leverage fulfillment structure, click I want this implemented below and book a call. If you're not speaking with me, you'll be speaking with one of my growth consultants who will audit your current model, your current pricing, funnel, fulfillment. After the audit, he'll show you a personalized implementation game plan. So, like I said, if you want this implemented, click I want this implemented below and we'll help you implement this and show you how it can be implemented in your business. From there, fill out an application to see if you qualify for the implementation call. Schedule your call and make sure you show up. And keep in mind that only 1 call is permitted per person, so make sure you show up. So, looking forward to it, and I'll see you guys there.